Hi children, good morning to everyone. Welcome to Gurukul Vidyalaya online classes. Children, in the previous videos you have learned about metals and non-metals, the characteristics of the metals and non-metals, their uses and their properties. Okay, now in the chemistry part you are going to learn about third chapter from your 8th class science textbook, that is synthetic fibers and plastics. Name of the lesson is synthetic fibers and plastics. So today in this video you are going to learn about synthetic fibers. So whenever we saw this word synthetic fibers or the word fibers, just you can recall the previous knowledge what you have learned in the previous classes, that is 6th and 7th. So could you recall that knowledge? In the 6th class, fiber to fabric, one chapter is there for you, and with the same name another chapter in the 7th class you are having fibers to fabric. So just we can talk about the 6th class chapter what you have learned. So in the 6th class, fibers means how they will prepare or what are the types of fibers. So fibers will be in a natural and artificial fibers. So generally the artificial fiber is also called as the synthetic fibers. Okay children. Now these natural fibers means for example wool, cotton, silk and jute. So about these things we have discussed in the previous classes. Okay. How the cotton fiber is obtained, how the woolen fiber is obtained, how silk is obtained, how jute is obtained. Mainly in the 6th class you learn about how the cotton and jute fibers are obtained, and they both are the fibers which are obtained from the plants. Cotton from the cotton plants and jute is obtained from the stem of the jute plant. So you have that knowledge, and in the coming to the 7th class, for the extension of your knowledge about fibers, you learn about silk and woolen fiber, how they are obtained. Silk fiber is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth, and cotton is obtained from the fleece of sheep, goat or camel, which yields the wool. From that animal we will get the woolen fiber. So other than these fibers, now in this topic, in this 8th class chapter, you are going to learn about synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers means man-made fibers. So generally in our daily life, in our surroundings or in our home, we use many articles. The articles may be natural or artificial. So can you give some examples? Just you can think some examples which are the articles which are made up of natural fibers and the articles which are made up of synthetic fibers. Okay children. So first this synthetic fiber means this is man-made fiber. We call it as synthetic fiber is also called as man-made fiber. Why? Because it is manufactured with the help of the human beings. That means by taking some petrochemicals. So about that you can learn. So generally here synthetic fibers means generally fiber means or a fabric means we know that fabric is obtained from the yarn, and those yarns are obtained from the fiber. So from the fiber to fabric, how it is made up of, and we know that thing, and by using those fabrics we are using to stitch our clothes, what we wear in. So about that thing we know. And now we are going to learn about a word polymer. Do you know polymer? Polymer. Generally polymer means many small units which are combined to form a larger unit, that is called as polymer. So then what we call the smaller unit? Monomer. Smaller unit is monomer. That means only one unit. Monomer means it is only one unit. Then poly means many. The meaning of the word poly means many. Mer means units. So many units. We call it as many units. Generally mono means one, single we will say. Di means two. Tri means three. And tetra means 4, penta 5, hexa, hepta, octa, like that many we can say. But if many units are there, more units are there, then we call it as a polymer. So to understand this polymer, just you can think about one paper clip. Do you know paper clips? For the small paper clip will be there. It is a metal thing, thin wire, and covered with the plastic, and that to the papers we will keep. So if you take many smaller clips like that, one and another, if you connect to each other, will it become as a long chain? Yes, it becomes as a long chain. So when it is one, we can call it as one unit. If many are there, many units, that means polymer. So in the same way, here synthetic fibers also are having monomers, and all these smaller units combines to form a larger unit as a single unit, that is called as a polymer. So children, polymers occurs in the nature also. Cotton, for example, cotton, it is a polymer we can say. Why? Because it is made up of cellulose. Cotton is a polymer called cellulose. So cellulose is made up of a larger number of glucose units. Okay, do you understand? This is about polymers. Now types of synthetic fibers we can discuss. Now types of synthetic fibers. Types of synthetic fibers. So the first type of synthetic fiber is rayon. It is rayon. The first one is rayon. Rayon is also called as artificial silk. Rayon is also called as artificial silk. Generally this silk is obtained from which country? You know that one. In the 7th class you learn about the story of the silkworm. Okay, so from the China we got the silk fiber. At the same time, as it is a more expensive fiber, the silk is a more expensive fiber. So to use the silk fiber more and more, human beings prepared or manufactured the artificial silk, that is rayon. So like a silk it is made up of some silk fiber and also some petrochemicals they are using. So by using the petrochemicals such as wood pulp is added here to prepare the rayon. So that's why rayon is a mixture with cotton and is used to prepare bed sheets, some carpets. You may observe in your textbook. You can see your textbook in the 3rd lesson, page number 33. Some articles which are made up of rayon we can observe it. So do you know carpets which will place in our floor, in our rooms, in a hall we will place some carpets. So that is made up of silk one. It is artificial silk, that is it is prepared by using the artificial silk, that is rayon. So and it is a mixture of wool to prepare the carpets also. So like that we will prepare this type of synthetic fiber rayon. So you can think about some more examples in your daily life. Rayon, pillow covers will be there, bed sheets, carpets, all these are made up of rayon as a silk fiber, artificial silk. We call it as a artificial silk. And the second example is for synthetic fibers. It is nylon. It is nylon. You may heard this word. Nylon means in our daily life around us some articles will be there which are made up of nylon. Some people will call nylon rope about rope. So you may check that pictures in your textbook, page number 33. For example, some socks and nylon rope, toothbrush bristles will be there. So some curtains also, which are made up of nylon. So all these things are there. So then how this nylon is prepared? It is another man-made synthetic fiber, and it is prepared in 1931. It comes into use in the year 1931. So it was made without using a natural raw material, that means from plant and animal, without using any natural material. So previously we used for rayon one natural material, that is silk. But here we can here nylon is prepared without using the natural material from the plants or from the animal. So it was prepared by using coal, water and air. So with the combination of coal, water and air, nylon is prepared. So it was the first fully synthetic fiber. So we call nylon as a first fully synthetic fiber. Why we are calling it as fully synthetic fiber? Because in this nylon, no other fiber obtained from plants or animals, that means from natural material, it is not prepared. Only fully by using the synthetic fibers it is prepared. So we call nylon as a fully synthetic fiber. So these nylon fibers was very strong. Those are elastic and light in weight. Did you observe any time nylon rope or nylon sometimes raincoats will be there? So all these will be, they are not having more weight, they are light in weight, and those are strong. And some wires, if you want to try to cut the wires, nylon ropes, they will be very strong and they in the form of elastic. They will expand but they won't cut. They may cut our hands while we are trying to cut that nylon thread. Okay children, you may face that thing in your daily life maybe. Okay, it was very popular for making clothes also. Previously what I said, raincoats, nylon raincoats. So generally these tents also will be there. No? Do you know tents? For some functions we'll prepare some tents outside. So all that cloth is made up of synthetic material. So nylon is very strong material which is a synthetic material. And here another thing you can say that by using the nylon synthetic fiber, parachutes also prepared. So parachutes are manufactured by using the fiber nylon, by using the synthetic fiber nylon. So and also see that parachute cloth will be there, no, nylon cloth. So it will be very strong. It won't tear, no. So that's why nylon is used. And the ropes which are tied to the parachute, and all those ropes they will tie to the human being and fly from high places to the ground. So they will be very strong. With air friction, very force will be applied on the nylon that sheet, but it won't tear because the nylon is very strong. That nylon thread is very strong. And also these nylon ropes, the people who are interested in climbing the hills or mountains, mountain climbers will be there. Do you know children? Mountain climbers, they will use these type of ropes and tie to the peak of the mountain. By using with the help of that rope, they will climb onto the mountains or hills. So why? Because they have trust on that nylon, because that nylon is very stronger. It is very, very strong. So this is one of the type of synthetic fiber, and we call it as a fully synthetic fiber. So children, before going to discuss about another synthetic fibers, just one thing we can understand here. By comparing with the natural fiber and synthetic fibers, natural fibers are not that much strong. For example, if you take one cotton thread, one woolen thread, and one silk thread. At the same time, if you take one nylon thread, so by testing them, we can identify which thread is more stronger. Obviously, we will say that nylon is strong, but how can you understand that one? To understand that, just we have to take one type of stand on the table, placing the stand on the table. To one end of to the stand, one clamp will be there. To the clamp, for example, if a stand is like this, the stand is placed like this. One clamp will be there to here. One clamp. To this clamp, if you tie one thread, and to the another end of the thread, if you place one weighing stones, or you can place, we can take this thread as a one pan if you prepare by taking one old CD compact disc. By the disc as a pan, if you tie to the one end of the thread there, by placing the weights on that nylon thread, we can just identify which thread is having more strength. Suppose if cotton thread, if you tie by placing 50 grams stone, a weighing stone, or 1 kg weighing stone, can it bear the weight? So according to the weights, how the thread will be bearing, so by that we can understand which thread is having more strength. So cotton, it will be cut off with a more weight, and silk also some more weight it will hold, and woolen also some more weight it can hold, but nylon more weight it can bear on that pan while keeping the weighing stones. So by that we can understand nylon thread is more stronger than the other natural fibers. Okay children, now coming to the third other one, that is acrylic. Third one is acrylic, rayon, nylon and acrylic. So acrylic is, we can call it as artificial wool. It is called as artificial wool. Why? Because the wool obtained from the natural sources is more expensive. Okay children, wool which is obtained from the natural sources, it is more expensive. So to make use of the wool in the people, in the society, so what people did here, man prepared another synthetic fiber, that is acrylic. So it is the imitation of the wool. So that's why we call it as a artificial wool. Generally these artificial wool, to prepare sweaters, some shawls we will prepare, and blankets at the time of winter season we will use, no? Those type of blankets, all these are prepared by using the acrylic material. So but generally those blankets are woolen blankets will be there. People manufacture the woolen blankets, shawls like that, but they will be more expensive, quite expensive. So to make the wool as a useful article, and to having this wool for the everyone on the world, the people who are living on the world, so for them purpose, in the less cost, acrylic is prepared, that is artificial wool. Okay children, now here we can discuss about polyester also. The fourth one, polyester. It is the synthetic fiber, polyester. Polyester clothes will be there, no? So generally while we are purchasing the clothes for stitching, to wear the clothes, we will stitch them, no? Before that we will purchase the fabric. So that polyester fabric, if you take, generally people likes to use as not fully synthetic fiber and not fully cotton fiber, but they will use the mixing of both the fibers. That means blended cloth they will use. For example, if you went to cloth shop, if by observing the ready-made clothes, at the back of the cloth one label will be there. So on that we can observe 60% polyester, 40% cotton. So like that it will be there. No? That means what we can understand that polyester, that is synthetic fiber, and cotton as a natural fiber, they both will be mixed together and it is a blended cotton, blended polycot. We can call it as polycot. Why? Because polyester and cotton both are using to prepare that one. So it is a polyester. So here just one thing you can understand, when we call here polymer, the same time here polyester. Polyester means polyester. Poly plus ester. Ester is an organic compound which is a smaller unit. It is a small unit, ester. If such small units, esters, if many esters are combined with each other, what we can call them? Polyester. So how we are calling here? Mer means one unit, mono means one small unit. Monomer, one unit. So polymer means many units. So ester means one unit. Polyester means many units of ester. So that is, as a large single unit we are getting polyester. It is one of the synthetic fiber which is used in our daily life. So generally esters are chemicals which are used to give the fruits a good smell. Fabrics are sold by names like polycot. See, this ester is like that, and ester, when they are many units, we call polyester. So these polyesters are used for blending with cotton and other, for example, wool. So then what we can call? Polycot, polywool, and terrycot also will be there. Terylene, it is a like this chemical. That means it is a synthetic fiber. Terylene. So that terylene is used to blend with the cotton made fiber, natural fiber. So synthetic and natural fiber both are combined here. So we call it as a terrycot. Okay, children, do you understand? Like this, many fabrics are sold in the market. So by using that one, we can prepare. We can use those synthetic fibers also. But one thing we have to understand here, that is the characteristics of the fibers. Generally, these natural fibers, while you are using the cotton shirt, if you observe to the near to the collar of your shirt, how it will be after many times repeated using of that shirt. So near our collar, the cloth will be torn there. So some damage, the shirt will be damaged. Why? Because see, cotton while in rough use, due to the repeated touching to our body, what will happen? The cloth will be teared there. You understand, children? The cloth will be torn. So that's why, not to get damage to the cotton clothes, this polyester will be blended to that. Whenever these synthetic fibers and natural fibers are combined, there will be durable, affordable, and they are light in weight. Do you understand? And another more characteristic for these natural fibers are, for example, if you take cotton cloth, where in the rainy season, if you go outside, the clothes will absorb that rainwater. We are not having any raincoat or umbrella. So will they dry up very easily, or in less time will they dry up? No. But if you take one synthetic fiber clothes, they won't absorb more water. That's why they will dry up very fast. Okay, children, do you understand? And so that's why these synthetic fibers are combined with the natural fibers to give comfort to our daily usage. Okay, now how these synthetic fibers are prepared? So up to now we discussed about rayon, nylon, acrylic and polyester, how they are prepared. But commonly we can call them as synthetic fibers are obtained by using the petrochemicals. By using the petrochemicals. So by these synthetic fibers, the characteristics of the synthetic fibers, they are available readily and they are less expensive. That means in less cost we will get the synthetic fibers, and the durability will be more. They won't get damaged very fast. Durability means more duration, more time we can use that synthetic fibers. So, and when we are soaking that fibers in the water, they will absorb less amount of water. They won't absorb more water. If they are absorbing less amount of water, then the evaporation also will be more. No? They will dry up easily. So these are the characteristics of synthetic fiber. So children, in this video we discuss about the synthetic fibers, mainly rayon, nylon, acrylic and polyester. And one more thing we have to discuss here, PET. Do you know what is meant by PET? PET is one type of material, synthetic material, which is used to prepare water bottles. Did you observe any jars in your home? Water bottles. Polyethylene terephthalate. Polyethylene terephthalate is the abbreviation for PET. So PET bottles, we can call it as PET bottles. If you observe the water bottles which are in your home, maybe beside you, if you keep one water bottle, at the bottom of the water bottle you can see one recycling code also will be there. The recycling code in the form of one triangle it will be. In the form of one triangle. Maybe the numbering also given to that 1 or 2. So just you observe the plastic materials which are there in your home, maybe some jars or some box or water bottles. Under that you will observe this type of symbol there. This we call as recycling code. It is a recycling code. Okay children? So about these things we can discuss more in the next video. That means mainly after now we discuss about synthetic fibers, and about plastics we can discuss in the next video. So until then, whatever the portion was completed now, what we discussed now, that everything you read from your textbook, and wait for next video. We can discuss about the plastics. And children, one more thing, listen to your parents and parents' words and stay at home, stay safe. Thank you.